right? So, for example, in the 1950s and 60s, people hated their jobs back then too. They just went to work every day and just suffered in silence. You know, by the time you get to sort of the 80s and 90s, people hated their jobs, but then they'd at least start talking about it around the office, saying, you know, this job kind of sucks a little bit, you know? And then by the time you get sort of the 2000s, people start speaking up to their bosses saying, I think we should make it better to work here, you know? And now you're in this young generation and they're like standing up and quitting and I love it, right? And they organize, they're much more, you know, the previous generation would like hashtag tweet my discontent as I'm sitting in my Uber on my way to brunch, you know, but this young generation gets out and organizes and comes together. Plus or minus, it depends. Sometimes it's a huge strength, the fact that they have that kind of energy. But sometimes, as we've talked about as well, they also have the energy to quit instead of having an uncomfortable conversation. So strength or weakness, it depends. And so I think the way we have to approach all of these things is with empathy, which is instead of deciding if it's a strength or weakness, to try and understand where it comes from. Because I can say this generation is irresponsible and will quit before they ask for a raise, or I can say, why is it that they're quitting before they when they just need a raise? What happened between A and B in that thought, in those two actions? You know, and I'm like, oh, they just missed the skill set. Oh, we can totally figure that one out. That one's an easy fix. So I'm not labeling a whole person or a whole generation.